I've come to the unfortunate realization that this studio is not really optimal for me anymore. You see, when I built this studio, I've optimized it for what I did back then. But unfortunately, times change and my business has changed as well. And that is something that I want to talk about today. So, let's get started. One of the problems is my screen. I only have one screen in this setup, and this is perfect for mixing and mastering, definitely when using a lot of outboard gear like me. And when building this room, that was our focus, mixing and mastering. I didn't really consider YouTube because I've always seen YouTube as a hobby, a business hobby, but still a hobby. But the reality is that YouTube isn't a hobby anymore. It's become pretty serious. And one of the things I'm doing quite a lot is video editing. This setup is not suited for video editing. And that's for multiple reasons, but the main one being that there's only one screen. Which for video editing is not really enough. Honestly, video editors out there, do you ever have enough screen real estate when video editing? It seems like I'm always running out. But adding another screen to this setup will majorly influence the acoustics of this room, and that is the whole thing that I need for mixing and mastering. So I've realized that the solution to this problem has to be found somewhere else. And I mean really somewhere else. This is my video editing room, which I started renting last year. And since then I've been experimenting with different setups to see what suits me best. And one of the things I've already settled on are these two color calibrated displays, which really is a blessing for editing. Another thing I really like are these speakers, which are the IQ Multimedia iLoud Precision speakers that I've reviewed last year and got left behind after the review. Anyway, while this setup is great, I want to make it even greater by adding a third display to this, because I'm still running out of screen real estate while editing. But the problem is, it doesn't fit. So my idea was to wall mount these speakers. Because if you think about it, it's made out of wood. It's very easy to screw something in here and from there figure out how to mount it to a wall. But in order to be sure, I asked IQ Multimedia if there was a specific place where I could or could not drill something in here. And their response was, please have a little bit of patience. We're going to send you the new version of the speaker that actually supports being mounted on the wall. Now I'm really curious about the new ones because there is more to it than just a mounting option. So in the box we have a measurement microphone. It's actually a very cheap quality and honestly you only need to use it once. We get some isolation pods, power cable, USB cable, and of course the speaker. Alright, so this is it. Looks almost the same as the other one. Right, so I've got the old one and the new one here. The MK1 has a little iLoud logo here. There we go. The new one has an IQ Multimedia logo. Also, there's a different material being used on the tweeter. This is the new one. I don't know if you can see it. The new one actually has a graphene reinforced advanced tweeter. So it should also sound a little bit different, a little bit better actually. Yeah, on the back they are exactly the same, but on the top, you can see it here, we have two screws. And I think on the other side as well. And if I'm not mistaken, those screws will go really well with, wow, these. So this is the bracket. Wow, this is a big bracket. A lot of different mounting options. That is really nice. And a lot of different mounting angles as well. So, yeah, really good stuff. Let's, how am I gonna do this? And fast forward a few weeks because I needed to prepare a little bit in order to mount these holders, these wall mounts. So what I wanted to do was just put a piece of wood on the existing acoustic structure. I hope it's strong enough. But then I discovered that the former tenant from this room that actually built this acoustic structure actually didn't use the same angle for both corners. Anyway, I had to do some stuff on this side to have the same angles. And don't worry about how it looks right now. I always first want to make things functionally good, and then I'll figure out a way to make it look good or good enough. Grab this screw here. Oh, fuck this. Maybe I can just, I don't know, bend it a little bit outwards. How about now? Yeah. Oh, fuck. This is fucking embarrassing. I mounted it upside down. Don't mount it upside down. I was saying it to myself, don't mount it upside down. What did I do? I mounted it upside down. All right, moment of truth, or at least like, you know, a quick listen test before we do the calibration part. Actually already impresses me the amount of lows that I have. Actually very good, like my center image is way better than with this position, but of course this was not ideal. This is actually, as much as it's not ideal, it's still better than what I had. So yeah, I'm starting to get really excited about this. So I've been using it for a few weeks in this position, really happy with how it's positioned now. It's just good enough. However, we still need to do one thing, which is actually calibrating the whole setup to this room. And honestly, the room correction is really going to be needed, because although they already sound pretty promising, there's still a lot to tweak. Now the room correction software has been completely renewed. It's now called Arc X. Oh cool, so it shows, it's blinking. It's blinking a light on the speaker showing that which one is which. So that's really cool. Audio setup, mic setup. Oh, this is nice. Okay, this is also new. I can plug in my mic into my audio interface. On the back of these speakers, there's actually a mic input as well. And I was honestly a little bit worried that I needed to plug it in there, because it's really not very ergonomical doing it that way. Let's put it at the listening position. So let's do it like this-ish. Play test. Listening area, studio monitor, project studio. Yeah, I think I gotta do this because of the flat surface. So this is what the room is doing, yeah. And this is also what I'm experiencing here. Quite a big buildup in lows. Definitely when you're standing back there, by the way, like it's really bad over there. But it's like, you know, the dimensions of this room are literally too small for the lows. That's also where this 100 Hertz dip comes from. One of the things I thought I was able to see in this correction would be my displays, but that's, it's actually not really showing it. I think the dips over here are from my display, and this is just some normal shit. Okay, so it's really planning to really correct this. What is really cool is that when it comes to the low frequencies, I basically have too much of it. It can dip that down, which is really nice. Although I do think it's a standing wave, so it's really fighting against the room. But if you have a cancellation, which, you know, this is not really a cancellation because it's still too high. If you have a cancellation, it's really difficult to lift that up. And this part I'm actually a little bit worried about. It needs to boost that by 6 decibels. Poor little speakers. All right, let's do a first impression here. Oh, nice.
'cause you're my day one. Doesn't mean you're the right one. I like to keep my options open.
The highs also get a little bit more calm. That's what it's doing here. Yeah. It's actually interesting how little it changes. So it makes everything way more, you know, equaled out, of course. But it doesn't feel like I need to completely relearn the speakers again, because I've been listening to these for a few weeks already. So nice, nice job. And that's it. I'm really happy with the setup now. Quick disclosure, IK Multimedia did send me these speakers for free and I can keep them. That's also why I screwed them into the wall. And the next step is going to make this look good. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see that. It's not really going to be audio related, but maybe you like to see DIY videos or whatever. Now, normally I would talk here about the independence of my channel. And I do think that I was still very independent when it comes to these speakers. IK Multimedia did not pay me anything or say what I could or couldn't say in my video. And I do believe that I have been very honest about these speakers, but the problem is just that they're actually pretty good. Now, that being said, don't expect wonders from these. They're still pretty small compared to the Quasar system that I have in my mixing and mastering room. So of course, those speakers are going to outperform these. But for the package and for what it's worth, I really like these. So if you're looking for speakers, I'm going to link to IK Multimedia in the description down below. Thanks a lot for watching, keep pushing, and bye bye.